Okay, students, we've learned about the rock cycle. Let's quickly review what we've learned about the different types of rocks. On Earth, there are places that are extremely hot that rocks melt to form magma. This magma is found in volcanoes. Because magma is liquid and less dense than the solid rock walls that enclose it, the magma travels upwards towards the cooler Earth's surface. Magma loses its heat and cools and crystallizes into an igneous rock. Volcanic rocks have a glassy texture as they quickly form. Magma can also cool under the Earth's surface, and it just takes a very long time.
Some interesting facts about igneous rocks are that most of the Earth's crust is made up of igneous rocks. Also, many mountains are made up of igneous rocks.
Students, we learned how igneous rocks are formed from magma. There are two types of rocks. Intrusive form quickly and they have a lack of crystals, while intrusive rocks take more time and they have a coarse-grained feel.
Okay, students, the next type of rock we will review are sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed from materials that have been shifted from place to place, often many times. Water, ice, wind, and gravity are all agents that form sedimentary rocks. The material is usually laid in horizontal layers, and as we know from our research that this can happen in different ways, let's examine a few of those ways.
Root wedging is a way this can occur, especially in trees when the roots sink down into the system and they form a frost wedging that grows into the roots. This is important progress for soil. Can you remember any other ways? Chemical weathering takes place in almost any type of rock. The smaller the rocks, the more susceptible they are to the greater amount of surface area. Chemical weathering is much more common in locations where there's lots of water. This is because water is the most important to chemical reactions. The warmer temperatures are friendly to chemical weathering.
After the rocks and soil are broken down, can you remember how they're transported? That's right, through transportation, in rivers and streams, and they're deposited layer upon layer into lakes. As the sediment grows layer upon layer, the pressure of earlier deposits causes them to become compacted. The compacted sediment is eventually formed into new rocks.
Earth's surface is constantly being eroded. It means that rocks are broken into very small pieces by weathering agents such as wind, water, and ice.
Some sedimentary rocks include shale, sandstone, gypsum. Okay, by the show of hands, who remembers the third rock? Great, you're right, metamorphic rocks.
What is the definition of a metamorphic rock? Metamorphic rocks form when existing rocks are changed by pressure and heat. Metamorphosis means change form. How do they form? Rocks that have changed through metamorphosis due to heat and pressure, the magma heats up in surrounding areas and the pressure from the plate movement folds and buckles the crust. Over a long period of time, the stones undergo metamorphosis. They harden and they create new crystals. The metamorphic rocks change over eons from one type of rock to another. Okay, we've learned how temperature and pressure affect how the rock is formed. Shale is a low-grade rock because it has the least amount of pressure and heat.
A long and continuous process by which rocks are created. They are changed from one form to another, destroyed, and then formed again. The rock cycle is not a one-way cycle, like the life cycle of a butterfly. A metamorphic rock can change into a sedimentary rock or an igneous rock. If we take a step back to look at geological time, which focuses on changes taking place over millions of years, we find that rocks actually do change. All rocks, in fact, change slowly from one type of a rock to another, again and again. The changes form a cycle called the rock cycle.